In our town, there are everyday people who rise above to serve their community and bring us all closer together. Join us as we honor your neighbors who have taken the extra step to make Cupertino safer, greener, and more connected. Join us as we celebrate the 2021 CREST Award winners.
Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to the 2021 Cupertino CREST Awards. CREST stands for Cupertino Recognizes Extra Steps Taken. Tonight we are recognizing 4 individuals and 2 organizations for their spirit of volunteerism and commitment to the community. For the first time, we are hosting the CREST Awards outdoors. The COVID-19 pandemic has certainly changed a lot of other things as well about our lives for this past year and a half, but what it has not changed is our societal values. In my opinion, nothing embodies those values more effectively than volunteering of your time and efforts in order to make your community and by ultimate extension, our world, a better place. And that is what always gives me the greatest source of optimism for each of us, for our community, and indeed for everyone in the world, as we strive to have honest conversations and pursue, and forgive me, but I just still think that this is not all just talk, our basic social values of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Here this evening are several of my colleagues on the Cupertino City Council. I'm going to ask that they join us in front of the photo backdrop when I call their names. First, we have Councilmember Joan. Next, we have Councilmember Kitty Moore. And next, we have Councilmember Hung Leigh. We have 6 CREST Award recipients to present to tonight, and I'm joined by these 3 of my colleagues. Fortunately, those numbers work out just right, so that each of my colleagues will present 2 of the awards to the CREST recipients. I'll call up the council member presenting the award, and that elected official will provide some remarks about the CREST Award recipient. Next, the CREST awardee will be invited to come up and accept their award and give a few remarks. As you may know, I like to keep our meetings and events running well and on time, and our city staff does have another meeting to set up directly after our scheduled time here. And so we're asking that remarks from both council and from our awardees stay within a couple of minutes. After each CREST awardee has presented their award, we will have a brief photo opportunity with our city council. But before we begin with the award presentations, I am very pleased to be able to welcome a special guest this evening, who directly represents our residents in Cupertino to the federal government, and who is here tonight to help us celebrate our CREST Award winners. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Congressman Ro Khanna.
Well, thank you, Mayor, and let me tell you, it's great to be back home instead of in Washington, D.C. these days. And I am so honored to be here to honor the CREST awardees. I was reading about the backgrounds of all of the honorees and your commitment, particularly during the pandemic, to help the community, to help Cupertino, is an inspiration. I met some of the young folks we'll be honoring, and their commitment to the climate is just incredible to see. It's good to be back out at an event that feels like forever. And I'm glad to see the community returning to life and hopefully many more months of declining cases and more activities. So it's just a privilege to be part of this. I'm going to keep to the mayor's admonition of keeping remarks brief and look forward to honoring everyone tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Congressman. Just a wonderful job you do representing us in DC. And I appreciate you keeping your remarks within the 2 minutes. Let us now present the first award and honor the first CREST awardee this evening. It gives me much pleasure to give you Councilmember John Willey to present the CREST Rising Star Award.
Whoa, boy, thank you so much. So I'm actually so honored to be presenting this Rising Star Community Volunteer Award to Kelly Tung, and I think if she could join us up here. A little bit about Kelly. She's been volunteering since 2018. She's on the Cupertino Teen Commission working on teen issues. She's on the Safe Routes to School Commission. She's on the Cupertino Youth Activity Board and president and founder of our Youth Environmental Power Initiative. Clearly, she is a very busy leader, and she's passionate about so many issues: health, our teens, safety, sustainability. With Kelly working on these issues, I know we are in good hands when this next generation is taking care of things for us. Kelly, thank you so much. Would you like to say a few words?
Yes. I'll keep it under 2 minutes. Hi, my name is Kelly Tung, and it is an honor to be here today. Having the privilege of joining the other outstanding CREST awardees is truly humbling. I want to take this opportunity to thank both my parents and the wonderful city of Cupertino for instilling a sense of community and volunteering within me. Cupertino has so many amazing community leaders and inspiring young activists who are actively fighting for a better today and tomorrow. My involvement with the city started when I was 12. I am very grateful to the Cupertino Sustainability Commission for providing me with a student grant to kickstart my own environmental project in my middle school called the JFK Green Commuters. Leading that project was a life-changing experience that taught me the responsibility I held as a youth leader and the influence behind my words. The year after, I was selected to join the Cupertino Teen Commission. Being a teen commissioner truly changed my outlook on life and inspired me to continue representing the youths in my community. I would like to deeply thank Danny Mestizo for all of his support and mentorship throughout these years. Danny is an exemplary and visionary mentor who has truly made a difference in my life. He has not only given me constant support and guidance, but has played a pivotal role in my development as a leader. Under his leadership, both the Teen Commission and Youth Activity Board have greatly improved the quality of life for teens in Cupertino. I also want to thank Cherry Wachowiak for being such an amazing mentor and role model. Cherry is one of the kindest and inspirational community activists I have met. I really appreciate and treasure the encouragement that she has given me for all of the initiatives that I take on. I am very fortunate to know and serve Cupertino with numerous community leaders and city staff, such as Jennifer Sheeran, Victoria Morin, Joan Magrini, David Stillman, Larry Dean, and our very own Mayor Darcy Paul. I will continue to improve the Cupertino community, and I hope that you all will do so with me as well. Thank you.
We'll present you with the award. X marks your spot.
Okay.
Then, come on. Next, we have Councilmember Hung Wei to present the CREST Organization of the Year Award.
Thank you, Mayor Paul. Cupertino recognizes extra steps taken. These group of young people, they don't let the pandemic stop them. When I met them a few years ago at De Anza College at one of the climate forums, I followed them. I saved their emails in my email box, and I am very honored to be recognizing them. They are the Cupertino Youth Climate Action Group. Please come up. All throughout the pandemic, they hosted webinars, forums, workshops. They talked with council members, assembly persons, and they work with other groups to identify and advocating for environmental focused bills while opposing those that have negatively affected the environment. They exemplify that the action is now. We don't wait for tomorrow. I'm very honored to be one of their advisors, and I'm going to tell them that I follow them personally everywhere they go, so I'm very honored to present them this award. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Councilmember. Hello, I'm Gwen Azar. I'm one of the co-leads of our team, along with Elise, Sarah, and Ria, who couldn't make it today. I'd just like to start by saying that I'm really inspired to see cities like Cupertino uplifting and acknowledging youth voices, as the city is by honoring us with this award. I appreciate that I live in a place where our city staff and council members recognize what we already know, which is that we deserve a seat at the table and our voice is valuable and important. I want to say a special thank you to Hoi Poon and Tar Sri Krishnan, who are here today with us, for really believing in the power of our voice and the value of our opinions when they founded this team and our organization. You both really enabled kids like me who really didn't know much about climate advocacy and action, to be able to reach this point where now I can bring more youth into this space and aid them in utilizing their own voices, so thank you very much. I've been privileged to watch this group grow since our beginnings in 2019, and it's been a big source of meaning, assurance, and inspiration for me, as I know that we are an important part of the solution to the climate crisis as young people. I'm very proud of what we've been able to accomplish in Cupertino, and I look forward to a future of sustainability and climate leadership in our city. In addition to Hoi and Tara, I would like to thank the rest of our incredible mentors like Dash, who is here today, and Councilmember Wei. And I would also like to thank the rest of the brilliant and passionate youth of SBYCA, both our team and all of our other city teams and action teams, who I'm honored to get to learn from and work with, as well as the city council members, sustainability staff, and commissioners that we've had the pleasure of getting to know and work with. And I look forward to continuing to collaborate with. Thanks again to the city for this award and for believing in the power of the youth voice. Thank you very much.
Thank you for everything that you do. It's good to see that our future is in such great hands. Next, we have Councilmember Kitty Moore, who will be presenting the award for CREST Volunteer of the Year.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I am pleased to recognize our Volunteer of the Year, Joan Chin. Joan, Joan is a longtime volunteer for the Lions Club and has turned her focus and energy to address the problem of food insecurity and nutritional quality in our community. While she has collected, packaged, and delivered food for Thanksgiving dinners, Joan has notably worked to establish a vegetable garden through her connections with the Lions Club and Via West. Through her tireless effort establishing a garden and recruiting volunteers, 160 pounds of fresh vegetables have been provided for West Valley Community Services programs and food pantries. Joan Chin exemplifies the spirit of volunteerism and resourcefulness, going out of her way to care for the health and nutritional needs of our entire community through her innovative volunteering efforts. Please join me to congratulate Joan, our Volunteer of the Year.
I really appreciate this award because it's a way to highlight the work of the Lions Club. Cupertino De Anza Lions Club has supported our efforts at the farm, at the garden, and also has provided funding and a lot of volunteers, so a lot of volunteer hours. So I really appreciate how the Lions Club has had a chance to rise up at a time when everyone is behind their closed doors and unable to move around and encounter each other, but in a safe way. The garden progressed, and many people came together to make that happen. I also am happy that this highlights Via Services, which is an organization that is founded to help people with disabilities. The camp where the garden is located is there to help these young people with disabilities, and the whole farm to table program is sort of the highlight of the garden and the greenhouse, the intention by which they were built. VIA Services has a lot of supporters, and in particular people who are contractors, builders, people who can donate materials, and has had both the Cupertino De Anza Lions Club and other service organizations for decades going out to develop that camp and in the service of the people who are disabled and need to be taught how to progress through their disabilities to become as independent as possible. So those two organizations, I think, deserve a lot of the benefit of this award. And it's because I was invited to lead a program there that I feel so privileged to be part of to be standing here and to be part of the efforts that these two organizations have supported. So I thank all the volunteers, not only the Lions Club, of whom there are many and many who put many, many hours in, but also members of our community, and amazingly, even members from outside of our community. There's one woman in particular who's a Lion, comes all the way from the northern part of San Jose, and many days a week. Her name is Dagmar. Daggy is really my co-creator of the program. So she is not a Cupertino resident, but she deserves the recognition as well. And then I have another helper from Campbell who comes weekly, multiple times a week, and she's very, very helpful and has been for months at a time. So it couldn't be done without the community. It's the way the community comes together, enjoys each other, and does something good. That's really what the award is for. Thank you.
Next, we have the award for CREST Public Safety Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, and all our friends in the spirit of inclusion, once again, Councilmember John Willey.
Oh, I'm so honored to be able to present this award to our public safety champion, and this year it goes to Leigh Stevens. Let's hear it for Leigh, and come join us up here. Leigh is a member of our Community Emergency Response Team. It's so evident that this is here to stay. We need to have an emergency response team for all the possible things, whether it's wildfires or floods or whatever. And many testing sites are needed, and Leigh has stepped up and manned the testing sites for the COVID-19. It's a critical function for us to try to get this pandemic under control. It's slow to contain this virus, and so these efforts by Leigh and the other volunteers are just tremendous. She's also volunteered at the vaccine registration events. Prior to those, she's been doing the extreme heat wave cooling stations for those that are affected severely by the high extreme heat and need to come to like the Quinlan or Senior Center for cooling stations to weather it through. She's been there for our community. Leigh is a great example of our community, and I'm sure this encourages so many others, including her son who's volunteering with her. So everyone, please congratulate Leigh Stevens with me. And maybe you'd like to say a couple words?
Thank you. So I want to thank Councilman Willey for introducing me. I really appreciate that. And I want to thank the City of Cupertino for considering me as well. And I do want to give a shout out to Tom Chin and Ken Erickson, because they organized it. I just showed up a lot. So I have to get them kudos for all of their hard work. So you may or may not recognize me. If you went and got COVID testing on most of the occasions, I was the one who met you in the parking lot and asked you if you had any symptoms. So that was me. I was usually I'm wearing my formal mask today, but most of the time I was wearing one with cute cats or dogs. I'm a veterinarian, and so one of my clients gave me about 5 really cute masks, and so I alternate through them. But today's the formal mask. But I do want to say that I did this as a way to give back to the community in a time when we were all kind of like huddled at home, and it was nice to be outside and see the sun. And specifically, I wanted to do it because I wanted a chance to be able to, one, experience doing some public service stuff, as well as he wanted to get away from Zoom and video games and things like that. So I thought it would be useful for both of us to do this together, and it's been really fun. I loved running into neighbors that I didn't necessarily see, colleagues who I wasn't seeing, so it had certainly some good mental health positive effects for myself. So I do have to go give you a few of the best moments because it really was an experience. One of them was, seeing the scared families around December when their kids were coming home from college, even as early as Thanksgiving. So these parents are showing up and they have this sheepish teenager who got exposed at college and was coming home to the family, and then being able to kind of allay their fears and tell them, this is what you do in the meantime until you get results. And then if it comes out, they'll tell you what to do if it's positive. But it was nice to be able to help kind of allay people's fears. Another fun thing was watching a reunion between a mom and her son. She basically made arrangements. She hadn't seen her son for 14 months. And so he'd gotten COVID in December, so he couldn't come home for Christmas. So here it had gone on for quite a while. And so she made arrangements, and so did he. He took an Uber from the airport and went and got tested and met his mom in the parking lot. And they had this lovely reunion in the parking lot where they hadn't seen each other. And, he was, she's like, I forgot you were so tall. So it was really, really sweet. So I think that, another funny thing was I got to see my first self-driving Tesla as we were standing out there in the parking lot and watched this car drive up by itself to go pick up a gentleman and his son. And it was like, wow, they do that? So again, there were some pretty cool experiences. So we all learned a lot of new things, and I had to relearn how to dress up. And I look forward to the time when we can all kind of take off our masks and see each other smile, see if guys have facial hair. That's kind of a funny thing. And I want you all to have a lovely evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, we welcome back Councilmember Hung Wei to present the CREST Award for Organization of the Year. Welcome.
Thank you, Mayor Paul. Cupertino recognizes the extra step taken by presenting the Organization of the Year to the members of the Harker Key Club. Please come up. Throughout the pandemic, we all experienced some loneliness and depression at home. But the most vulnerable group are our seniors. They're confined at home. They feel this loneliness and isolation. Members of the Harker Key Club took actions in collaboration with Cupertino Senior Center. They handpacked and handwritten over 750 cards and packages to our seniors. Their warmth, it's not just their time and their funds, it's their heart and their compassion that touch our seniors. So this award goes to the Harker Key Club for their compassion, their heart during the pandemic in the service of our seniors. Congratulations.
Hi, I'm Lucy, this year's Harker Key Club president. First off, I would like to give a huge shout out to our wonderful club advisor, Mrs. Enzensberger, who is over there right now. And also last year's club presidents, Elizabeth and Annika, for their role in this award. Elizabeth and Annika were the friends who reached out to Cupertino Senior Center and started our letter writing initiative to seniors in Cupertino last year. Through their initiative last year, we were able to send uplifting messages to many members of our local community. On behalf of Harker Key Club, we're incredibly honored to receive this award today, and we're so excited to continue serving our community. Thank you so much.
Okay, so this finds right home. Finally, we have Councilmember Kitty Moore back to present the CREST Lifetime Achievement Award for 2021.
Okay, I am very humbled to introduce the final award recipient, our Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Jim Oberhofer. Jim truly cares about our emergency communications and is the leader of our Cupertino Amateur Radio Emergency Services, which he joined in 1993. Jim has helped create, support, and implement monthly trainings, public safety assessments, disaster responses, emergency communication services, and has specifically negotiated memorandums of understanding with San Jose Water Company, Santa Clara County Fire Department, and the Cupertino Sanitary District to provide CARES volunteers to intake citizen emergency reports to ensure emergency response assistance. Jim has worked to standardize procedures for communications between block leaders and our ARC zones with the use of a communications vehicle. In order to streamline and standardize processes, Jim has drafted 8 handbooks for volunteer education in multiple communication areas. Jim Oberhofer has dedicated countless personal hours, energy, his specialized knowledge, generous educational spirit, materials, and thoughtful concern for our community. Please join me in recognizing our incredibly deserving Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Jim Oberhofer.
Well, thank you very much. This was definitely quite a surprise. And one of the things that actually I thought about this was for many of us, maybe not that many, who were around during Loma Prieta earthquake. Remember that? 7.1, what do you do? And that was one of those aha moments for me about how do you really get ready and prepare? And the preparation around emergencies is critical because that's what's really going to make sure we can come out the other end stronger and better after a disaster. So as a result of that, volunteering for me was a very easy role just to focus on the service we are providing to the community. And the community is really the target of everything that we've done within Cupertino Aries and Citizen Corps. And this has just been a marvelous experience. But along with the community that we serve, it's the people with whom I get to serve with. And that's the fantastic volunteers that we have within Citizen Corps. Cupertino Amateur Radio Emergency Service has got a great group of folks, and they've been able to come together and really support it. And that, I kind of feed off their energy, and that's really just fantastic because that's what gets me excited, is when they get excited. Lastly, I want to thank two more groups. First, the City of Cupertino, because they have just been tremendous supporters and sponsors of what we do from an emergency preparedness point of view. It's great now we finally have got Tom Chin, our emergency manager, on board, and because that's really just going to just make our lives so much easier, right, Tom? And so from that point of view, I want to thank the city for all the help that they've done and all the support they've done over the years. Lastly, I couldn't have done this without the support of Janice. So she's the one that puts up with me as I do a lot of the volunteering work that I do for the city. So thank you, everyone. I'm honored by this award, and I very much appreciate it. Thank you.
Tonight, it has been the pleasure of the Cupertino City Council and the City of Cupertino and the Cupertino community to present the 2021 Cupertino CREST Award winners. As you can see, whether we are recognizing promising early efforts to carry on the tradition and values of volunteering in our youth, thanking those who have given of their time and efforts to help ensure safety, engagement, and food security during the pandemic, urging everyone to stand with the commitment of those who know that our planet's climate can no longer wait, or appreciating the time, thought, and meticulousness exemplified in those who would deliver professional quality work optimally in the most critical of times. We all owe a great deal of thanks to our CREST Award recipients, and because of who we are as a community, to each other and each and every one of us. I know just by looking at and thinking about the 6 award recipients being recognized here tonight, that with the spirit of compassion and cooperation, there is no challenge too great, and there is no horizon too bright for us to meet. Thank you for being the clean energy that will drive us to a future full of promise and prosperity, vigor and freedom, and the true embodiment of a real democratic civic society. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. Those really cute pumpkins on your table are yours to take. We'd appreciate it if you left the glass, though. We can have that for future award ceremonies. Have a great rest of your 2021, and we'll see you next year.